Hey houseplant lovers, thanks for coming back to this channel. Thanks for checking out this video. I am Marina from Millennial Planter, and today's video is kind of bittersweet. Sweet because I'm going to be sharing all my new growth with you, all the new leaves on my plants, which actually it's kind of my favorite video to film and my favorite video to watch. I love just seeing new growth on plants, especially plants that are particularly fussy or plants that people have been struggling with. But it's also kind of bitter and sad because this is probably my last growth update for the season. As we all know, fall is coming, or fall is here. I know some places have gotten snow already, which is mind-blowing. I know here in Georgia, it's been getting really cool at night too, which is kind of nerve-wracking because I still have my plants outside. It's only been in the low 60s, so I'm okay for now. They usually say 55 and below is when you start bringing your houseplants in. So hopefully I have at least, I don't know, another month before I do that because my plants are just doing so well outside. Oh, and as you can see here, I have some decorations already up. Halloween and fall is just my favorite time of the year, honestly. So let's just get on into this video. Don't forget to like if you like seeing new leaves, and subscribe if you want to stick around and join me on this houseplant craze. Okay, so here we go. So first, I'm actually going to start off with my pride and joy, one of them, this Philodendron pastisanum. And just look at that new leaf. It is stunning. Stunning. I mean, just look at this. This new leaf is just stunning. I mean, just look at all these. It has given me, I think, about 3 new leaves since I've had it, and I recently just chopped off the last shipping leaf that it had, just because it was like beat up, and all these leaves are just so shiny and beautiful, and I just wanted to just keep that cohesiveness. But this pastisanum is one of my easiest going philodendron, and I love it so much, and definitely recommend it if you want to get into more trickier, I guess, philodendron. I mean, not even trickier, because I don't think this is really tricky at all. But yeah, I love this plant so much. Definitely one of my top favorites. Next, I have a plant I'm still shocked that I own, and it is this Variegated Monstera Deliciosa, or Monstera Borsigiana actually. And so this is the first leaf that it's had, that I received it with, and these are the 3 new leaves it's given me all summer. And I mean, just look at that. This top right here is the newest leaf. It just put out not even a month ago, so it just finished hardening off. They're not fenestrated like this leaf, but that's because it just had to start new. But they are beautifully variegated. I don't have much sectoral. I have like this nice marble effect, but this one is pretty white. And as you can see, the stem here is pretty white too, and it's gonna pop out a new leaf soon, so hopefully I don't get too much white, because then that's just going to kill that leaf off, because the plant needs this green to produce food and photosynthesize correctly. So we'll see what happens, but it's still a beautiful plant and I just love it so much. Okay, next I have this Philodendron Florida Ghost, and it's in a heavy cement pot. But look at this new leaf here, how beautifully lime that is. This is the newest leaf it's given me since shipping, so I'm hoping now that it's acclimated to my house, I can give it more light, and then the next leaf or 2 will come out white instead of lime green. But you can see even right there, there's a new leaf coming in. So I'm so happy about this. So if you guys didn't know, I imported some plants. I will leave that video up above if you want to check it out. But I imported some plants from Indonesia. It was my first import ever. And well, all those plants died. Spoiler alert, I know I haven't done an update, but here's the update. All the plants died. I was very sad about that. The Vittarifolium that I had came with bruising on the leaves. I remember like those were like the dark green markings on the leaves that it had. And apparently I found out after my plant died that that bruising is very easily spread to the plants, and I didn't know that. I didn't even know it was bruising. I didn't even really know bruising was a thing. So literally the plant died not even a week later. It just deteriorated. It didn't rot. It wasn't black. It wasn't mushy. It just literally fell apart. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. Sydney, who had the other Vitarifolium, just has a stump. I don't know how it's doing now, but it wasn't faring too well. And then the Florida Ghost that I got in that shipment also did not fare well. And that one pretty much just died completely off. So not very happy with that. Yeah, lessons learned, that's for sure. Anyways, I actually got this. I went on another import with some friends, and thankfully my friend Sarah just has such good connections, and I received this beautiful, healthy Philodendron Florida Ghost. I've had this plant for about a month now, and as you can see, it unfurled this leaf beautifully, and I'm just so happy I have it now. And I just got this cute pot from the Victorian Atlanta, and I mean, just how cute is this? This little duo, I love it. I had this plant back here behind me, my Skindapcis Trayubi, which is a funny story. So my mom purchased this off of Facebook sometime last summer, and it was living in her house for a very long time and really didn't do anything. And she had it in like this big, I don't even know, bigger than a gallon sized pot. As you can see, this is in a 4-inch pot. And so for my birthday in June, I wanted one. I asked her if she could get me one, and she ended up gifting me hers. And she had the audacity, yes mom, I'm looking at you, the audacity to tell me not to kill her plant. What? So not only since June has it come out with this beautiful new leaf, it also has a new leaf coming out right there. Can you see that? I hope you can see it. That little roll up cigar thing coming out. Yeah. So there it is. And then once it has some new leaves, I'll be able to cut off some of these more crispy leaves and just have a nice green and pink Skindapcis. I love this plant. It is a stunner. And while I'm on the topic of calatheas, I have this Calathea ornata that, okay, so another story. Got this, actually my mom, ironically enough, she's just gifting me all these Calathea type plants. She gifted me this sometime last year, and in 6 months the plant put out one new leaf. And then in the next 6 months, it put out another new leaf. So this was the newest leaf. As you can see, it's the biggest. It's not the tallest, but it's the biggest. And it didn't do anything. And I was determined to get one new leaf out of this before the growing season ended, because I want this thing to grow. I need you to grow more. So I did a couple things. I put it in a little bit more sunlight, just a little bit. I still think it might have been a little too much because I am getting crispier edges than normal. And then I also upped the feeding, so I started fertilizing it a lot more. And then also, and honestly, I think this is what really helped, I publicly shamed it on Instagram. I yelled at him and I said, this plant, I love it so much, but it does not want to grow. And y'all, seriously, a week later, this popped out. So look at that right there. Another little rolly cigar type thing. So it's so exciting, and I think it's going to be big because it's still, you can't even see the bottom of the leaf yet. It's still going. So that is so exciting. I'm honestly way too pumped. Way too pumped. Now we are going to enter in Ethereum land because I have a lot of exciting Antherium updates, and honestly, it is the most exciting updates I've ever had. I don't think I've ever been as excited for any plant other than when my Antheriums grow. So first we have the Ethereum Veggie Eye, and as you can see, look at that new leaf. Let's just go through the process. These bottom leaves here were all of its baby leaves that I purchased the plant, they had these leaves. So there's very minimal ribbing in it. You can't really tell if it's an Antherium, like maybe it's there, but not really. And then this was the leaf it just came out with not that long ago. And then this is the newest leaf. As you can see, it is quite bigger, and it definitely worked on its abs, and it has that beautiful ripple effect that Veggie Eyes are known for. I hope you guys are picking this up, okay? And then it has a new leaf already coming out. So I feel like this is probably my fastest growing Antherium. I give this guy a lot of light, a lot of indirect light. He probably gets a couple hours, like 2 hours of direct sun, and it's not that far down from my grow lights. And I fertilize it a lot. I have the Osmocote slow release fertilizer, which I feel like has been doing wonders for my plants. And then I also just fertilize it with liquid dirt. So it's getting a lot. It's a bit of a heavy feeder, I feel like, at least in my opinion, along with my Calathea. But yeah, those are just some of my tips. Not an expert, guys. The next one I have is this Antherium Doriaki. And look at that little guy. Oh. And just look at how cute and chubby that little leaf is. This was the newest leaf that came out, once again, about a month ago. It does have a little bit of a funky thing here, and I think that's just because I had the leaves like leaning against each other. So yeah, lesson learned. But now this one is growing in, and just, can you guys see that sparkle on these? I hope it's picking up, but it's so cool. And just to have this contrasting brown against that green, it is adorable. I love this plant so much, so much. I didn't even have this plant on my radar because I picked it up and it was labeled as a Clarinervium, but I knew it wasn't a Clarinervium. And I found out it was a Doriaki, and they're just so cute. They're like little chubby hearts, and they stay really compact and low. So it's gonna be fun to see how this guy grows. And my last Antherium update, if you know my Antherium collection, maybe you'll see this coming, but it's the queen herself. I know. Oh, I mean, just, can we do a close-up on this? The shine, the veins, the long pendant-esque shape. I mean, oh, can you believe it? I can't. I have it in a plastic cup. I still haven't repotted this thing, and I am terrified to repot it, to be honest. But you could just see it's gonna need it soon. There's a root down here. I mean, the roots look beautiful, honestly. I poked major holes in it, and it's doing great. I mean, just look at that new baby leaf it has. The last one, this one, came in really cupped like that, and some people say that that's what it does, so I'm just trusting the process. I did notice that the very tip of the plant is not there. So I think maybe I might have let this plant dry out a little too much, or maybe it might have gotten sunburnt, because this does get a lot of sunlight also, and a lot of action from my grow light. But I've just come to the conclusion that Antheriums really like light. At least in my opinion, this plant, this leaf, received a lot of light, and it was significantly bigger than the previous leaf that it had, which unfortunately died off as soon as this leaf started to harden off. So I've been feeding the plant a lot, and I'm just really hoping that it will stay and not die off, because I don't want to be stuck in that one leaf club curse, because it can be a curse sometimes. I will definitely keep you all updated. Make sure you follow me on Instagram so you can see the picture once this guy is done growing. How freaking cute is that? Now we have the Philodendron branded Tianum. And this is the Philodendron version of the Skindapcis, if that makes any sense. It's just this really silvery, splashy philodendron, and honestly, a lot of people have trouble with these plants, and I'm definitely one of those people. This plant gave me such a struggle, and honestly, I don't really know what I did differently to make it finally start growing normal, but it started growing normal and finally, because it just didn't do anything for the longest time. And then it shot out this little guy with the cutest little leaves, and then it started giving me really deformed leaves. So right here where you could see that I cut it, it was like a burnt leaf, and then it gave me a half leaf. Literally half of the leaf was formed and the other half was just not there. So I chopped it, and I am currently propagating that piece, and in return, this is the newest leaf it gave me. And honestly, y'all, I was so nervous to chop that leaf because I thought this was just gonna throw the biggest fit, but it didn't. And this leaf is the biggest one that it's put out so far, and now it is starting to come out with a new one, which is so cool and so exciting. And I haven't had this attached to the pole yet, but it's on there really cute, and I really like the way that it looks, and I'm shocked that this thing is growing, to be honest, still. So hopefully it doesn't fare too poorly come winter time. And my second to last update, maybe before we go outside, is this Skindapcis Trayubi. This is by far one of my slowest growing plants ever, like even slower than the Calathea I showed you earlier. I've had this plant for a few months now, and it's pretty much done nothing. I have a couple stems in here, and finally it is putting out a new leaf. And this leaf has been coming in for about a month or two. And then it has this leaf here also. And so yeah, it's really exciting. I can't wait till this plant is full and actually trailing. I mean, just look at that. Oh, it is so beautiful, but oh, goodness, it's a slow grower or what. It drives me insane because for right now it's just sitting there doing nothing. And I don't know, maybe I'll introduce a cloche and give it some more humidity. Although I feel like 50 to 60% is quite a lot, but whatever. I mean, you do you, as long as it's growing and it's not dying, so that's good. Now, I have this Philodendron mexicanum, which is a beast, I tell you, a beast. And this right here, let me see. Oh, okay, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. This here is the newest leaf, so it is a bit smaller, but it was shipped. It was shipped to me in the mail, and my friend Sydney and I ended up splitting it up. So it went through a little bit. You know, it took a little bit for this plant, for this leaf to come out. It was stuck in that little spiky form for a little bit. But it's still a pretty long leaf. It's just a little smaller, but I'm not knocking it. I am very proud of you. And now we have a new leaf here also coming out. And it literally came out right after this one, so that's pretty insane. And as you can see, I have it on a very dried out moss pole. All these aerial roots just started growing like crazy, so I figured I would give it something to climb on. And it hasn't, as you can see, it hasn't really latched onto it yet. I'm kind of having trouble getting my plants to climb onto poles, so it's something I'm working on. If you guys have any tips for me, definitely leave them in the comments. Hopefully this will latch on and it'll start climbing, and maybe I will get even bigger leaves, because that would be so cool. And I just love the undersides of these leaves. They're like slightly kind of painted. They're like a purple maroonish color. Really pretty. Now we are going to head outside and check out all these babies. Monstera Deliciosa here. This is the newest leaf it came out with, which is so funky and just so weird. It looks a lot like that Ethereum Doriaki. So it got nibbled on, and I'm not sure why it's so deformed, but previously it did have a new leaf here, and my cat knocked it off right before I took it out, and the whole stem and everything came off. So it took a while for this leaf to come out. So this is the newest leaf, and now it's putting out this leaf here, which is, it looks already so big. And it's also, the stem is also a lot thicker, or the petiole is a lot thicker than what it was before. So that was pretty interesting to watch, just this plant acclimate and adjust and fix itself. So hopefully it won't happen again. But yeah, so that's just so funny. Here we have Mr. Daifukia, who is unfurling another new leaf. Here, actually, I want to show you how insane these Hoyas are. I mean, just look at this obovata vine. Do you see that? It was all the way on the roof, and I unwound it because there's just a whole bunch of creepy crawly stuff up there. And this is it now. Insane. I mean, this whole plant is insane. Just look at all those. And then down here is the macrophylla, which I feel like has doubled in size since I've gotten it. It's so beautiful. Don't mind my outfit change. My neighbors ended up pulling up to their driveway, and so yeah. Anyways, it was really awkward, but that wraps it up for this growth update video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Like I said, they are always my favorite to film, and then I could look back on it and just see how far my plants have come. And I hope you were able to get some points and tips to maybe help your little plant babies along the way. As always, I am so open to having a conversation down in the comments down below, and maybe you could help me out a little bit also. I just love being able to exchange knowledge and experiences, especially with people more experienced than me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video. I am planning to do a Hoya collection, a Hoya tour, because as you can see, Hoya Haven, I have fallen down the Hoya rabbit hole, and I am just, it's endless. It's a bottomless pit, honestly. So keep an eye out for that, and I will see you all in my next video. I hope you all are staying safe and sane and healthy, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Hi, welcome back to Millennium Planter, and I'm going to share one of my favorite plants. I don't know what it's called. My mom does, and I don't see, and she's a cute. But yeah, it's grown a lot since I got it from the store. It was from Home Depot, I think. But it's grown a lot since I've got it, and it used to be a little sad and a little down, but now it's so much happier. It used to be down and sad.
That's good.